And hello folks, welcome to another weird and wonderful edition of my Planetside 2 videos where I will try and explain how to be a better support player through my videos and actions. Newbies and veterans alike, feel free to let me know how you feel. And of course, do take note of some of the footage in the video. Also, pay very close attention to this Sundra throughout the video. Now, we all know what Nathan Defiance is like. It's a hell of a meat grinder, and many a player have been killed here. However, there are two or three exceptions to the rule. Max's, medics, and engineers kind of benefit here. I'm actually using my engineer class for today because I know there's going to be a lot of maxes. I'm also throwing down ammo packs so people can benefit from it. Now, notice that I am not killing people. I am trying to take pot shots, but I am not killing them. I am more supplying and healing my teammates where I can, but I will take pot shots where I can. I'm also throwing grenades as well, because why not? Sticky grenades are fun. But this is where I feel I kind of got myself in the corner because I was in the wrong position. I'm trying to get to the maxes and the thingamajigs, only to be felled by C4. Luckily, I do get revived in a minute, I believe. I think I get revived. I want to say I get revived, but yes, engineers, do be careful as this place is going to be clocked with explosives, C4, grenades, everything you can think of. Because at this point, it's more of a farm than a tactical advantage. But it's a nice place for newbies to get experience. Granted, I said experience, not kills. Because you're not going to be able to kill people in a crowded environment. So for this reason, instead of being a heavy assault or a max, you should be the engineer and the medic, because then you can rank up the certs quite easily. Note that I also put an auto turret there to stop people from coming behind me. If I hear that thing spitting, I'll know someone's behind me, and whilst I continue to repair my maxes and ammunition. I also want you to keep track of the EXP bar that's on the corner, the flashing words that say, you know, bonuses, repair, whatnot. I actually want you to keep an eye on that for the rest of this video, and I want you to notice how much I'm able to gain just by being a support player. Now, there is a difference naturally between support players, like, you know, that just support, like no kills, and support players that, you know, actively do kill but also support. I'm the former because I can't really kill. In fact, in this video, I've only ever managed about 10 to 12 kills before being killed. I think I died about 25 times. I think I double checked. But that's not the point of what I'm doing. The point of what I'm doing is to provide ammo and repairs to the maxes and my teammates. Because if we can keep them out, the NC in this case, they're not able to get in here. So my loadout for this wasn't really ideal on the grounds of this is more of a general combat build. It's not really designed for specific builds. It's just there in case I don't know what the hell I'm facing. And a specialist build sometimes does help. But because I'm keeping the maxes and engineers and everyone else topped up with ammo and, you know, kept alive where I can, it's allowed me to gain the experience and certs. Which brings me to another thing I want to talk about with the newbies. If you're starting on Planetside 2, then you can't really go wrong with the engineer or medic class. I mean, yeah, you could use the heavy assault and the light assault and the infiltrator or even the max, but they require kills to be more effective, or, you know, vehicle destruction. Engineers and medics specifically don't really rely on that kind of method. They can get support and search through other ways. And the purpose of this video really is to demonstrate that you don't have to be a great killer with a great KDR to be a good player in Planetside 2. There will be periods in this video where I will show this case in a minute. And the best example I'm going to give is the Sundra that I mentioned earlier. Now again, I want you to keep an eye on the experience bar in a minute. Because you'll notice that because of where I position my Sundra, loads of people come out that point. Later on anyway. Here I'm trying round 2 for trying to get into Nathan's, but I think someone did actually shoot me in the head. I'm gonna quickly just double check. Okay, so I'm using the engineer loadout again because of several reasons. 1, I've got damage control. 2, I have repair grenades. And 3, I'm actually running my mana infantry loadout build, which is going to be very handy later on. I'm also using robotics technician because of the mentioned benefits. If you need to be reminded of those benefits, again, do check out my prototype engineer class build. This is where I kind of messed up with the hard light barrier because I'm not allowed to deploy it while there's another deployable in the way. But it does kind of help. It does always sometimes keep people out. I say that, but it doesn't really work later. But this is where things can get a bit hectic though, because there's loads of bodies here and it's asking to be C4'd. I don't think anyone does C4 here, but there are going to be quite a lot of heavy resistance. Also, to the max here, I did not mean to shoot you. I tried to heal you, but it's more of a misfire. I do apologize to the dude. Always apologize to your teammates if you accidentally shoot them or run them over. Sometimes it can't be helped, and sometimes it can be rage-inducing. But, you know, if you apologize and be a good sport, you know, you're doing the world a service. Now, I am trying to remember what the issue was here. I believe someone took out my auto turret, and I don't have it this time around because I'm using the thingamajig. Stupidly, you should never put ammo packs where infiltrators are, because then it kind of gives away that location. In retrospect, I should not have done that, but obviously that's a force I have it from playing. I'm always making sure I top up maxes, and I always make sure there's ammo for them. In this case, this is why being an engineer is kind of handy, because you're able to support the class in unique ways. Unique and not unique in the sense that, like, yeah, medics can also do the same thing, but medics take ages to revive maxes, even with their nano to 100%. And logically, you would use engineers because they just so happen to have ways to protect the max better. Now, I want to say I did a good job here in terms of supporting the players, but I did do a bit of a big no-no here, and you shouldn't really do this, and I'll show you why in a minute. I don't know how long this clip is for me to remember, but okay, yes, now here's what I tended to do. The idea was to put the hard light barrier there, but it didn't seem to do it, so I tried to put it there and it worked. I would have been killed if it weren't for the fact that it deployed there. I'm not too sure how these things work, admittedly. It does say it does draw out fire, which is fine for bullets, but people will try and shoot you in the head, so it's not. I think it was a little bit higher, I would have understood. New players, you don't have to worry about the hard light barrier. This is because I had loads of certs, and you know, I had the money to do it. Generally, you want to be in some form of cover before you attempt this. There was an NC assault trying to be sneaky by hiding behind the wall, and sadly I couldn't really put my turret there, so I had to be a little bit smarter and put it away from the ammo pack just a little bit. This, however, was a mistake, because in a minute this happens.
Shield generator critical.
Another great way of being a support player is to repair Sunderas, although in this case this is my Sundera, but repairing your friendly's vehicles and Sunderas and everything else in between is always a good way to be a support player. Now, I know Planetside 2 is predominantly a killing game where you're meant to shoot the other players. I feel being a support player does help. Combat medics are the exception to the rule, because you would rather them kill first and then support players, but engineers don't really have to worry about that. Like this, for an example. I'm not a great A-man, I'm not a great killer, so this sort of scenario wouldn't be good for me, full stop. This scenario, on the other hand, where people are suddenly popping out the Sundera because the enemy has no idea what my Sundera is a good way to be a support player. Now, I'm gonna I know I get killed several times in this clip, but again, just take note of what I'm doing. I'm trying to wear down the max. I'm trying to give out ammo. I'm trying to stay alive for the most part until I mess up here. Here is where I feel I kind of did good. I kind of swapped grenades, so I used the nano repair grenades in this case, and I think I swapped something else. Okay, no, sorry, I messed up on the loadouts here. But the point is that I swapped my loadouts, so instead of having my general combat engineer, I decided to go with my anti-infantry loadout, which I didn't get a chance to use because A, I got grenaded in the face, and B, I didn't really bother with the mana turrets. The real reason why I used this was because of the hard light barrier. It means my dudes can take cover and still fire, which is actually very handy for me, I feel. The hard light barrier is a recent addition to my arsenal, and it's actually proven its worth really well. Okay, so by mistake, I actually used a repair grenade here, thinking it was a sticky grenade. Sticky grenades are very effective against infantry and maxes alike. They don't have as much impact as a frag, but they can still do quite a bit of damage. Now, in this clip, I will admit I did kind of do a bit of a no-no here as well, where I did try and be aware of where the enemies could pop up, but unfortunately, I was expecting a big fight only to find out there was 2 heavy assaults there, and I actually got killed because I wasn't paying attention to the one person. Again, I thought that was a frag grenade, and I think this may have cost me why I couldn't kill them. I did kill one of them, but having 2-on-1 is not ideal. Unlike heavy assaults with adrenaline shield, I won't be able to come back from that. I mean, I can run an adrenaline shield, but it's not as effective as a max in my opinion. Sorry, heavy assault. Unfortunately, Share Factory's limit has been reached, so I have to do all this in one clip. This is not a big deal, I can still talk about stuff. One of the few things I do want to touch upon though is all my videos will be TR exclusive unless I say otherwise. The reason being is that it's easy for me to record as TR, although the new player experience videos I'll be working on will be on my new NC account in the Genuine server. This is because it's easy for me to work with and I can explain what the hell I'm doing without having to delete my other characters because I have one for each faction. Now, I want you to pay attention now in a minute after this death, I believe it's after this death, the Sundra spawn count, and I want you to see how many times I do have to happen. I am also throwing repair grenades and ammo packs because there's a group of people there that could benefit from that. One thing I do want to say as well as a friendly warning, if there are a bunch of engineers there already, don't throw your ammo pack because it means they're not getting experience. You're all fighting for experience and it's just not ideal. Generally, if there's already an ammo pack, use it first, then put your own down, and do try and like be. Everyone wants experience and support, so do try and like give other players the experience too, if you can. Some exceptions can't be made, naturally. Okay, now, the Sundra bonus thing has now quadrupled in the sense that, like, everyone's spawning in my Sundra, so it's great for experience. New players, this will be the sort of thing I want you to pick up on. Because if you're able to put your Sundra in a place where the enemy can't see to it, can't get to it, can't blow it up, can't damage it in any way, shape or form, and your dudes can get to A or B or C without worry, you're proving yourself an asset. You're proving that you're able to be a supportive player, and it's real easy to get lost in the thrill of the fight, and there's nothing wrong with that. As I've mentioned earlier, I'm not a killer in this game. In a max or heavy assault, I am a perfect killing machine when I want to be and when the stars aligned. The engineers, I feel, are not really killers, they're just support players in my opinion. Same with medics. But that's not to say you can't kill with them. Some of my best friends are great support characters who can kill quite easily, but they usually have weapons fit for the role. My weapon is just the Jaguar because I'm trying to Arax in it. On this note, folks, I'm going to leave it here. If you have enjoyed this video or you didn't enjoy it, let me know in the down below section where I'll read them all, and I will definitely take on board some of the stuff you say, as well as ideas. I say some of this stuff, I mean all of it. I will definitely read all your comments because it's always nice to read about stuff. And it also kind of gives me ideas of what I want to do. Do enjoy the rest of this gameplay footage. And until then, I'm going to wish you all a wonderful morning, day, noon, night, wherever you are. I know some pleasant gaming experiences, but until then, I will see you in the next video where I will be potentially doing the medic class. Take care.
Generator repaired.